Today, we have a singular opportunity before us to begin a new era for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and unleash a new wave of civic transformation in Milwaukee. The orchestra has been a cultural touchstone for our city and our state since our founding in 1959, and our commitment to our community extends well beyond the concert hall. With the renovation of the Warner Grand Theater, the Milwaukee Symphony will create intimate, immersive musical experiences that make our home a home for everyone.
So the Milwaukee Symphony was not married to any individual place. We knew that we needed to have 1,600 to 1,800 seats that we could schedule the way we needed to for our audience at the time if your audience wanted to hear concerts. And as we looked around Milwaukee for places where a hall could be, we realized we found the most affordable version would be to take an already existing theater and repurpose it for the symphony. And here we had this beautiful movie palace from the 1930s that had been empty since 1995. Through some amazing design work, we've been able to transform this into a home for the symphony, but also a home for music in Milwaukee. And our audience will have not only the aesthetic and acoustics of the 1930s, but all of the modern conveniences with some of the additions we're putting on the building on the side.
I thought, oh boy, another huge project in Milwaukee. Can we do it? Can we sustain it? Is it viable? Where's the parking going to be? All those kinds of questions. And then Mark took me on a tour. And the question that I had is, how could we not do this? We had to do it.
The potential to restore this 1930s movie palace was just too attractive. And its West Wisconsin Avenue implications became really attractive to us and to everyone in the city. The Marcuses had removed the walls that divided the theater, and they'd done their acoustical tests, and just to see the finishes in that theater was just mind-blowing. Nobody does work like that anymore.
The orchestra's sound will be totally different going into the future because of this hall. And it's a very unique opportunity, especially this day and age, to be renovating an old space and to have it be acoustically pleasing.
From the day it opened in 1930 until it closed in the early 1990s, the Warner Grand Theater left its mark on generations of Wisconsinites. Like other Depression-era theaters, it was envisioned as a palace for the common man, a place full of wonder and grandeur that was accessible to anyone.
My favorite place in the building is, and there's two of them at the front corners. We call them the Game of Thrones corners. You'll know them when you see them. And then hanging in front of the Game of Thrones wall are two, I call them bumblebee light fixtures. They're on chains and they come down and they can be serviced. But those will be brightened and brought back to life. I also really love the marquee. And seeing that lit up again is going to be phenomenal.
So when you walk through the layers of spaces, for some reason it always makes me look up. There's just an amazing amount of detail when you look at the plasterwork and the beautiful trompe-l'oeil murals on the ceilings. So to know that those are going to be brought back to life, it's going to be a really exciting scene for sure.
As we make our new home in the Warner Grand, we want to carry that tradition forward. That begins by restoring the classic 1930s aesthetic and adding 21st century amenities to give every visitor the best of the old and the new.
The historic theater definitely had an influence on the design. I guess we could think about it from a few different perspectives. One would be like the design planning process and understanding the inherent integrity of the building and how we could very carefully and strategically create new connections from the additions. And then I think the other would be the south building that becomes kind of this new face, if you will, for the symphony. So there's a lot of discussion and a lot of thought put into what that meant for the symphony and what we wanted to project to Milwaukee and to the world. So finding a strategy that was sensitive to the historic building, so building a modern companion to it, and that they had a strong symbiotic relationship as architecture together, but also have kind of their own character at the same time.
The patron experience is really important. The orchestra is not only responsible for your experience from 8 p.m. at the beginning of the concert till 10 p.m. at the end of the concert. We're responsible from the time you think about going to the symphony to when you get back home that night. This gives us control over the entire audience pathway. From the time you click on the website to where you park, to what drinks you have, to where you stand in the theater during intermission, and your full experience that you have. We think about that in its entirety. And by owning our space, we're able to curate your experience at the symphony, not only while you're sitting and listening to music, but all those other times, so it's an all-in experience for the evening.
This transformation will bring our community together as we bring new vitality to West Wisconsin Avenue, Milwaukee's Main Street.
Having the symphony in Westtown gives us an opportunity to rejuvenate this entire area. People talked about rejuvenating the Third Ward for decades. It only started when the Skylight Theater moved in there. And the Skylight's presence in the Third Ward transformed the Third Ward. I think that's the same thing that's going to happen here with the symphony.
And we're right in the middle of it, infusing $90 million on the renovation of this amazing historic theater. We're going to activate those streets on nights and weekends, and our neighbors across the street at Grand Avenue, since our investment, have announced their own investment to activate the streets during the day. So we are right in the middle of that thoroughfare, and we are bringing it back.
There's just so much happening downtown. Now we have the Bucks, we have the St. Kate Hotel. We have so many things happening in Milwaukee that people are going to want to come here. There's no question.
You know, we're coming into this renaissance. I would hope that everyone would be able to enjoy and benefit from this and so many other things, but everyone. A renaissance is no good if it's just for certain people.
Through our campaign, we can make classical music available and accessible to more people than ever before at our new home and all throughout our region. With the Warner Grand Theater, we have the one elegant solution that can make it all possible. But renovating and restoring our new home and realizing our vision depends on your support.
Mark and I are so close to this project, but it really isn't our project. It's Milwaukee's project. We asked Milwaukee, do you want a world-class symphony? And do you want it in this amazing hall? And the answer was a resounding yes. And people gave us not just their dedication, they opened up their pocketbooks and gave us their money. We're not done yet. We're not completed yet. We haven't raised all of the money. So our plan over the next year is to really leave no stone uncovered and let anyone who wants to be a part of this project be a part of it in whatever way makes sense for them. I guarantee on opening night, when we're there on opening night, everyone is going to be happy that they participated in this project.
You know, we play the music because we love it, but it doesn't really mean anything until you share it with somebody. So I think this is just going to be a great environment to share what we love, to share what we do, share what we're passionate about.
Well, obviously I'm excited about opening night, and for me, selfishly, I'm excited about the very first giving of the tuning A, which is sort of my unique job in the orchestra. And going through that very ritualistic opening, you know, the A is given and the audience claps for the conductor to walk out, and then we stand as an orchestra. I think it'll be awesome to just be looking out, seeing the audience, seeing the people that have made this possible for us, and experiencing, obviously, the sounds of the first program.